Hello everyone, welcome to A Clear Perspective. I'm Serene. This is my last video of the year. I'm very sorry to let you know that there will be some adjustments for my work focus in the following few months. I will stop doing this channel for a little while. Thank you all very much for your support. I wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you all have a wonderful 2022. Whether we like it or not, we inevitably entered an era of dramatic change. The intensifying CCP virus pandemic and the new Cold War between China and the United States. No matter how the global situation will evolve, we will inevitably witness a huge historical period of time. I believe most people have already noticed that the center of this great shock and turmoil is in China. And more signs show that the shock has already begun. On December 21st, Dr. Charles Lieber, former chemistry department chair at Harvard University, was convicted by a federal jury for lying to the U.S. government about his affiliation with China's Thousand Talents program and the Wuhan University of Technology, WUT, as well as failing to report income he received from WUT. The U.S. Department of Justice filed charges against him in January 2020. According to media reports, a federal jury in Boston convinced a guilty verdict after a 6-day trial. Prosecutors said that in 2011, Lieber agreed to participate in China's Thousand Talents program as a strategic scientist at Wuhan University of Technology, WUT. Since then, the two sides have worked together for 10 years. WUT paid Lieber a monthly salary of up to $50,000 plus $158,000 for living expenses. Half of his salary was paid in cash, and the other half was deposited into a Chinese bank account. However, Lieber did not include this salary in his 2013 and 2014 tax returns, nor did he report this foreign bank account. Before his arrest, the National Institutes of Health, NIH, and the Department of Defense, DoD, interrogated him. Lieber lied about his involvement in the Thousand Talents program and the affiliation with Wuhan University of Technology. Lieber has received more than $15 million in grant funding from the NIH and DoD. The transition from a Harvard University professor to a prisoner is not worth it. It proves that those who side with the CCP will definitely bring disaster upon themselves. On December 22nd, the Wall Street Journal reported that the U.S. government had charged 24 scholars for lying to investigators or on paperwork about their China affiliations. These trials uncovered the extent of the CCP's infiltration overseas. Xiaoqing Zheng was a former GE engineer who also participated in the Thousand Talents program. On August 1, 2018, he was arrested by the FBI. He admitted that on multiple occasions he exploited his access to GE's files to steal trade secrets on turbine technologies to benefit the CCP. Zhang also admitted that he used the stolen GE trade secrets to advance his business interests in Chinese companies researching, developing, and manufacturing turbine parts. He had also received financial support from the Chinese government before the company started making a profit. In September 2017, former Virginia Tech professor Yiheng Zhang was found guilty of federal grant fraud. In spring 2017, he was selected as a candidate for the Tianjin City Thousand Talents program. His research projects involve the U.S. Department of Energy, the U.S. Army Research Laboratory, the Air Force Office of Scientific Research, and other major institutions. The FBI explained that it's common for Thousand Talents program candidates to put stolen information on the table to exchange money with the CCP. The CCP recruited many overseas elites through the lure of bribery. The CCP also lied to these elites, saying that the development of science and technology should be borderless. Now, let's briefly talk about Viya's incident. Viya, a famous Chinese live streaming saleswoman, was fined a huge amount of money for alleged tax evasion. On the afternoon of December 20th, Zhejiang Provincial Tax Bureau issued a notice stating that from 2019 to 2020, the web host Viya evaded 643 million yuan in tax. She was also alleged to underpay 60 million yuan in other taxes. Due to the huge amount of money, Viya was also issued an unprecedented amount of fines of 1.34 billion yuan, equivalent to $210 million. This huge amount of fines indeed caused an explosion of public opinion. Viya herself issued an apology statement quickly. Her husband, Dong Haifeng, also issued an apology statement later. He said that he would take responsibility for this. He said he had hired a professional organization to handle the tax issues. He thought that it was a legal and a compliant practice. However, they found out that there was a great risk involved. So the couple terminated the tax service starting November 2020. They paid all the personal income tax at a rate of 45%. They also voluntarily paid back the relevant taxes that did not comply with the regulations. Personally, I think that this letter is written pretty well. It not only reflects a man's commitment to his family, but also contains a subtle clarification of the alleged tax evasion charges. According to the official notice, Viya evaded taxes by hiding personal income and falsely reporting the nature of her business. Many people do not understand these financial terms, but there is actually a huge controversy over this conclusion. As far as I understand, the most critical point in Viya's case is determining the nature of the income from live stream hosting. Should the income be considered as personal income or company income? There is a huge difference between these two tax rates. The personal income tax rate is much higher than the company tax rate, almost doubled. Looking at the case itself, Dong Haifeng claimed that he hired a professional accountant to handle his tax. In fact, he made his income as a company income to reduce tax legally. Now the officials think that this is a personal income, so it was considered tax evasion. In other words, the real crux of this case is whether Viya and her husband's once reasonable tax avoidance operation is legally acceptable. It is obvious that Viya could not do such a large-scale operation by herself. She has more than 10 companies under her name. However, mainland China's relevant laws and regulations are rather vague. In today's China, no argument is meaningful because many laws and regulations are very flexible and ambiguous. There are also inconsistencies of actual execution between the low-level units and the higher authorities, and between the local government and the central government. This is a CCP characteristic known to many people. Viya is not the first one to be heavily fined. Last month, two online hosts who are live stream shopping influencers, Zhu Chenghui and Lin Shanshan, were also fined over 65 million yuan and 27 million yuan for alleged tax evasion. Meanwhile, Chinese billionaire who has escaped to the U.S., Pan Shiyi's Beijing company, was also fined 709 million on December 19th for underpayment of taxes. Following the series of tax cases, more than 1,000 online hosts took the initiative to pay back various underpayments and omissions of their taxes. Let's go back to the recent crackdown and the fines against major giants under the name of antitrust regulation. We can see that Viya's case is just a small sacrifice under the wave of a political movement of common prosperity. When Xi Jinping introduced the Common Prosperity Policy, he clearly stated that imposing higher tax rates on the higher income groups is important. As we can see, the economy in mainland China has been declining badly. The authorities' regulatory storm has caused massive unemployment. The official admitted that at least 200 million people are in so-called flexible employment. In fact, these are all unemployed people. Chinese Communist Party aimed to crack down on high-income people in such an economic environment. This is a fight against the rich in the name of the law. If the Chinese Communist Party is determined to punish someone in today's China, it will be very easy for them to find something wrong with that person. That is to say, the CCP's motive is not for justice, but political needs. What do they need? The live stream shopping influencers, well, they were fined. All of their online business accounts were blocked as well. This means that the official target of the crackdown is not only a few online celebrities, but also the live streaming sales industry. Tax evasion is considered illegal, but the live streaming accounts of Viya and others on various platforms are legally registered and operated legally. These are two different things. Officials have blocked their channels of making a living. This indicates that they are deliberately trying to combat the online business. This is consistent with the direction of Xi Jinping's recent regulatory storms. Both are trying to move from virtual economy to real economy. They are preparing for war, and the target is Taiwan. It seems that the shocking waves in the Taiwan Strait may come earlier than we expected. Well, that's all for today. Once again, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below or email me. I will continue to be in touch with you. I look forward to seeing you all again next year. See you next time.